What is going on, y'all? As usual, Andy, the first in the chats. What is going on? We have Wayne, the N17 guys. What is going on? Scott out there. We got a great show coming up. I'm contracted to say that because it's my show. We're going to give it 1 minute past. But what is going on, everyone out there? Throw a Tank Radio sign in the chat if you want me to give a quick shout out. Nice, Scott. Love it. I love it. We are at the 1 minute pass mark. You know what that means? It's time to turn down the mic. Oh, it was already down. Yeah, that means I'm ready. Here we go. What is going on, y'all? I'm Frank, KG5AHJ, Digital Dreamer. What is going on? Yeah, it is Sunday night. It's Mother's Day, and that means we're going to kick the show off. Play that awesome intro video. It's not queued up yet because I got so excited, and here it is. Quick shout out to all my Patreons who makes the show possible. You can support me by joining Patreon in the link below. And on to Tank Radio. It's Mother's Day out there, so all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. And I got my mommy right here behind her garden. What is going on? Say hi.
Hi.
You want to say anything to anyone?
Happy Mother's Day to all your mothers out there.
Mute. There's all the mutes going to come up. There, I'm unmuted now. What is going on, y'all? I'm Frank. I'm starting that again, and I can cut that out of the audio stream, the audio podcast that is here. It comes with no audio. That I put out on all your audio podcasts catchers out there. There is 2 streams a week that are not on YouTube, and it's fixed. It's good. Everyone's saying no audio. That's awesome. Let me go through my rundown real fast because I forget everything as soon as I hit the live button. Patreon. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters out there. You got already a shout out in the pre-roll. Thank you very much, and also my YouTube members. Links in the descriptions below if you want to go ahead and contribute. Whiskey tumblers. It's pinned in the chat right now. I'm selling on pre-order whiskey tumblers. Less than a month. We got another half month left. The pre-order is going to end, and that means they're not going to be out there anytime anymore. So go ahead and click on that link. Get your whiskey tumblers pre-ordered because limited time auction. The one time I'm printing them, they'll probably come back. Maybe later, but only right now you can order them. And Buy Me a Beer is active. Super Chats are active. And coin sales are still going on. Woo! I got my Tank Radio coins. They are for pre-sale, or not pre-sale. They are being sold right now. I just shipped one out the past week. And getting ready for Hamvention. I bought 100 stickers. I dare y'all to try to get me to run out. I'll give 1 or 2 to every person who asks, and I dare you to try to get me run out, because I don't think I'm going to give away 100 stickers over at Hamvention coming up, but we'll see. And I already mentioned audio podcast. That is the quick rundown. And yes, that was my mom. I said I wanted her to come on video, and she's like, really? My hair. I was like, you look fine. Everyone will love you. And it's that time. We're going to go ahead and pull everybody in. popped. Yes, there it is. And what is up? Hi, y'all. How y'all doing?
Hey,
Hey.
We have Junie from Hammock Quackers and Angela from also helping support Hammock Quackers. I love your background. Are you actually in nature right now?
Yeah, I'm actually at a campground.
Love it. Love it. Love it. And my co-host as usual, Scott, man, how you doing?
doing pretty good, man. Having a much better time this week. Each week gets better and better, so I'm just getting back in the saddle again.
Yeah, so we love to hear that, and can't wait for you to be back on your feet 100%, man. Thank you for joining.
Thanks
Brian
for having
does
me.
ask coins in Dayton. Yes, I will have coins on me. I think I will have about 4 or 5. I haven't decided how much I'm throwing in the pack. But yes, if you find me in Dayton, you want a coin, $20, I'll give it to you on the spot. Whew, that was a lot.
Don't
What a
forget
big day.
Mochi.
Mochi, yes! The honorable duck master. What is up, Mochi?
Say hi, Mochi. Wah, wah. You want to say hi? You're just going to be quiet. You shy? You shy today? You just want kisses? You just want a kiss?
You're bringing Mochi to Hamcation, right?
Yes, Mochi will be coming. Marvel and Cleo are actually going to be staying home because my trip kind of changed a little, and it would be better if I just brought Mochi.
Okay. Well, we're looking really, really forward to it. All 3 of y'all are coming.
Yep.
Yes.
Yay! It's gonna be awesome. This is your first like big Hamfest.
Yes.
It's like the biggest.
Yeah, definitely.
Surprisingly, my battery is almost out in my rig expert, and well, they're gonna be there. And I broke one of my whips for an antenna, so I could go get a replacement.
Nice.
So good timing on everything.
The swap meet area is amazing to go find stuff like that, and if not, there's a bunch of other vendors out there that you can go ahead and find all of that. Why did Google change their freaking?
Are the
Go ahead.
batteries in your rig expert not rechargeable?
No, they're actually a special type of battery. I don't think
Really?
you can just put AA's in there or rechargeable AA's. It's like it's like shielded. It's lithium ion, but it's like I don't know. I don't know.
Thanks, man. I've got a rig expert and it has rechargeable AA's in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one? A 230?
I got the AA600.
I have the 230. I'm scared to experiment with AA's. Just a little scared.
It'll either work or it won't.
Yeah, exactly.
AA's are awesome to have because we all have AA's around, and if they're out, just chunk them and grab a new pair. Especially if you're doing that in a go bag or a kit like that, because you're not always going to have the convenience of a big bulky charger around to go ahead and get everything charged up. Or, it might be one of those cloudy days that we've been having a lot lately here in Texas, and you're not going to have a lot of sunlight to recharge your batteries there.
Good idea.
Digital Dreamer, thank you for the $1.99. I appreciate it. Not drinking tonight because I ate too much of Mom's cooking today. I'm skipping dinner. Like I had all the good things. She made a.
What'd you have?
Details,
man.
She made chicken wings with keto sauce, and then baked cauliflower like broccoli, and she seasoned it pretty well. It was really, really good. And she had a salad out of her own garden, and that was her garden that we saw behind me in her video at there. And she has she's growing tomatoes, cucumbers, some onions that I had all in the salad, and then she had some cookies that I had to have one.
Well, the way things are going right now in the world, we should all have gardens of some sort in our houses. It's just cheaper.
Oh, so I'm still so full. I don't even want to drink whiskey. Like I'm done. I have some water, but that's all I have.
That's blasphemy, man. You can't say that about whiskey.
Oh, I know.
Don't go blaming the whiskey.
Well, I'm blaming this whiskey because it's the only open bottle in the house right now.
Oh, look at you, Old Smoky Moonshine Distillery.
Yeah. Let's hold
Mochi
it up.
has been there, believe it or not.
Ooh, but this is the mango habanero, which is awful. Don't get the mango habanero one.
Is it terrible?
It's so super sweet, and yeah, I don't like it overpowering sweet.
If you keep flashing all these bottles, you got to take a drink now.
Yes, go for it. What do you got?
Smith
I've
and
got-
Cross Jamaican rum.
Ooh, ooh.
If you've never had this, it's got a very unique, bold flavor to it. It's really good.
So I wanted to do a special YL stream, and I invited a couple others, but due to Mother's Day, everyone's kind of busy. Figure that one out. But hey, that's fine. That's fine. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna have some fun, and I just kind of want to ask y'all some questions, and then maybe hang out and just find out a little bit about y'all a little more here. But my
Sure.
first question off the bat is, what got y'all interested in amateur radio?
Angela, you want to start?
You're muted, Angela.
We
We
can't hear you.
Hardware mute is not Zoom.
Okay. She's gonna do some troubleshooting, so I'll go ahead and chat. So I actually learned about amateur radio when I was at a field day I was like a senior member in Civil Air Patrol, and they needed, another person to kind of, make sure the cadets weren't doing anything. And I didn't know what amateur radio was at the time. Mochi didn't either. He wasn't even born yet. But it was about 11 years ago, I think it was. And I was there, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. I mean, it was great. But at the time, radios were very expensive. And I'm a college student. My senior year, I didn't have the money to really continue. So, I kind of didn't do it. And then my brother talked to me a few years ago and said, "Hey, I got licensed in amateur radio. Do you know what it is?" And I said, "Yeah, I do, actually." He goes, "You should get licensed." And then I started looking at, prices of radios and such, and it was more affordable for me. So that's how I got into it.
Did you fix your mic?
I believe I did. Do you
Yes.
hear me now?
Perfect.
New headphones. They weren't working right.
Go fix.
All right. No, so I was introduced with by my boyfriend at the time, which now is my husband. He introduced me to amateur radio as when we were dating. He had a radio in his car, and he was just pointing it out to me, and then I got introduced to it, and then eventually got to the point where I'm like, okay, I want my license. I want to get on the radio too.
Nice. That's fun. What part of amateur radio are you enjoying most right now as far as the hobby?
I think we could both
I
agree
think Junie
on
and I
this.
can answer this one together.
Yeah,
Hold
Parks
up.
on the Air. Yeah. Parks
And
on
I've
the
seen
Air.
you quite a bit, Junie. I've seen you quite a bit on the Parks on the Air Facebook group.
Yes.
You're getting around.
I tend to share some things because you know what? That's I don't know. It's like a family there, and I think people get my personality a little bit better than most people, and they just think it's the greatest thing ever.
It's also a good community. We share ideas, we share experiences with each other, and lets everybody kind of enjoy the same thing you're doing, even if we're not there. So it's a lot of fun.
Don't get me wrong. There's other parts of the hobby that I've gotten involved with, but I think Parks on the Air has to be the most significant one. That's what really got me addicted to the hobby. So
I like it. I'm trying to pull up a Zoom window or a Chrome window right now.
Real quick though, have either one of y'all gotten into antenna building?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not yet. I actually
that's the word.
I'm just building my soldering station and all these things. I'm looking to be in a new house and stuff like that. And until I have that all planned out, that's when I'm going to start antenna building. But my brother does, and I've seen some of the things he does, so I have an idea of what I want to build. Actually, no, I can't say I didn't build an antenna. Hold on.
Really?
Ooh, what'd you build? What'd you build?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Where did it go? Did it fall? No, it's right there.
Sounds like you have the typical ham shack. It's stuff everywhere. Ooh,
Yeah.
There you
Dipole.
go.
Dipole.
Dipole, yeah. It's a 4-to-1 Balun, and Ham friend and I, we made it at his house because he has soldering station and cable and all that good stuff.
Nice. What bands?
40, I don't think it does 80. 40 through
It'll be 40
10?
and below. 40, 10,
Yeah.
20.
Yeah. So 17, you could get 17.
Yeah.
if everything works out with the property that I'm going to be purchasing and I have a house, I have 120-foot trees on this property, and I could have gone for the 80-meter edition because there are trees on either side, and I could run those things. I'm excited. I don't know.
Let's start with 40 because it's less of a challenge to find a place to get that up versus a whole 80-meter antenna that's 120 feet long for us American folks.
You can always put that up again at another time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're talking about POTA. I had to dig through this image here. This was me a couple weeks ago.
Oh, no way!
It was the next POTA weekend activation I did after we talked on stream over on the Clubhouse. The ducks literally all walked up, posed for the picture. I took the picture, and they kind of gave me a look and walked back to the lake. I'm like, duckies!
You're like, oh, well, you have a ductivation, and I got a ductivation.
Yes.
We do ductivations all the time, right, Mr. Mo? Yeah, you're just so cool. You are. Whap, whap. Uh-huh.
So what current radios are you using right now?
Mine's a 450 UAC 450D. FT 450D.
Nice.
That's my base radio. My husband and I both have one in our camper shack. Oh, here, there's our camper.
Beautiful.
We have our own stations, and each have our own station mounted in there, and we do a lot. Oh, here's my husband. This is a K2EAG.
Look at that beard. Yes. Yes.
Hey
awesome, man. Awesome.
Matt, K2EAG.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Angelo is really excited about this. Thanks for having us.
No problem. No problem. So you have his and her stations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. We both operate. Angelo operates phone. I'll operate CW. So I've got my headphones on. She can operate without interference from me. We've got bandpass filters. It's great.
Nice.
During the winter, we were going to all sorts of dispersed camping sites in the state and national forests. Because a lot of the campgrounds around here in the Western New York are closed over the winter. So we explored and found places where we could camp for free almost every weekend.
Very cool.
Rock on. Well, thank y'all. Thank you. That's amazing.
All right, I'll get everything else set up.
Go for it. We just pulled into our campsite, so he's still setting things up.
Now, where am I sleeping on that campsite? I'm meeting up with them in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Probably right over there somewhere.
Oh, fantastic. I love it.
That's a nice spot. It looks flat.
Yeah, it looks very flat.
And unrocky.
Yeah, it's really beautiful here. It's really nice.
Nice. Very jealous. Perfect ham couple. I love it.
So we're about 30 minutes from Hamvention right now.
Oh,
we're 30 minutes
sweet.
out from there.
I think I know what park you're at. You're at a state park?
Yep, Cohen.
I activated that park. I have no idea what happened to the logs. They're so I know I activated the park. I don't know what happened to the logs.
I've lost logs before.
Yeah. Sorry. But that makes me mad because that's the only time I activated Ohio. So I don't have Ohio struck off my state list yet. Bummer. Junie, what radios do you have?
Well, I have the FT450D, just like Angela, and I haven't set up the base antenna yet, but when that happens, I'll be using that. And I've been using it on, did I use it on POTA? I used it on POTA once, and that was really good. And then I have the FT891. So when I've got a pretty resonant antenna, that's when I use that one, when it's decent. I don't want to. I like my SWR 1.5 and below. I kind of challenge myself to get the SWR to like 1.2, 1.1, 1.0. My brother, he's the reason why. He's the reason why. And it's fun. Will Mochi be hanging the antennas?
Yes.
Well, if he could fly, he would. I think he'll just be watching and making sure I'm doing it properly. So I'll have him help me with that. But yes, he's the, he tells me what to do.
Mochi. I love
Mochi.
it. I love him. I didn't have a next question.
I do.
Off. Go for it.
So you guys have both been ham radio for a little while. Do you have any aspect of ham radio that you want to explore next, or what's your next milestone or goal to get into with ham radio, if any?
We actually have two. We have CW. We want to get back into CW and learn CW, and we both want to get our extra license this year.
There you go.
Nice.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. Angela and I have been talking a lot lately since we've got this YouTube channel thing happening. And, you know, there's a lot of background scenes. So we kind of basically, we never met in person. And we probably know more about each other. We know more about each other than I probably know about half my friends. So so yeah, we both kind of have the same goals. I would like to get into Amsat at some point.
That would be fun too.
That's something I'd really
Satellite
like to do.
is one of the harder things you can do in amateur radio. It's not very forgiving. There's a lot of concepts you have to understand. I have a great series that explains all of that, and yet I haven't made a contact on it. I kind of hung it up. I need to come back. I did get an email from a awesome listener saying that he heard me on a satellite one time. He just couldn't get through the more powerful signals that were on there at the time. Maybe I will try to do linear at one point, but I need a sideband. 2-meter sideband to do a linear satellite. But that is a very interesting and fun aspect of the hobby to get into, and there's a lot of science behind that. You got to understand Doppler effect, how is it affecting the signal, and how to adjust for it as the satellite's coming towards you or going away. You know what would be really nice? If one of those geostationary satellites had amateur radio.
Yeah, right, exactly. Wouldn't that be nice?
That one right there, 24/7. Here we go.
They should just put it on one of the weather satellites that's geostationary, like goes east.
Yeah.
That's all they have to do is just throw it on there, and then we'll just chat through that. It's like having a repeater up in the air. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, I started getting into that a while back. I went out and bought one of the Arrow antennas, and I was following a lot of stuff. Sean Kutzko is pretty much the expert when it comes to satellite communications and learning how to do it. But then I noticed he had this bag, and inside said bag is 2 radios that A, are quite expensive now if you want to buy them, and B, are discontinued. So I've got to find some used radios like that and get 2 of them in order to hook it up. That we have one for the uplink and one for the downlink.
Yep.
So that's the only thing that's kind of kept me from getting into it as much as I'd like to.
The Arrow antennas, the one I have is the Arrow 2, and it has a diplexer in it, and then it will work with a single radio.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but you need a single radio that is able to receive both bands. The terminology escaped me right now, to dual receive, that you can hear both sides of the radio at the same time. Most radios can only hear one side or the other, or if you start transmitting, it won't put out the other side's what it's receiving. So you need one that you're able to, when you're transmitting, you'll also receive at the same time. And there's only a couple of handheld radios that will do it. I've seen a lot of radio kits that are mobiles, and this is what I think I'm going to try next, to take a mobile radio out there and put it in and see if it will work. The one thing is, I think I burnt out my my diplexer inside the Arrow 2 because it's only 10 watts, and when we were one time trying to get it to work, we might have shoved like 100 watts through it.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, probably should do that.
I didn't see any magic smoke, but I think it's gone. I think
that's gonna be definitely one of the whatever booths that we're gonna go to is Arrow. I kind of wanted to look at one of those because speaking of Amsat, that was kind of I thought it would be really cool. So
yeah, they're really cool antennas. Are easy to assemble once you assemble it once or twice. It's very simple and extremely portable.
I've used them. They're wonderful for fox hunting, and they're really, and they're great quality. I had their J-pole. Like my club did a group purchase, which is like 10 J-poles, and that brings down the price significantly. And it's just a 2-meter, 70 centimeter, and you just put it up on top of your house, and that thing with a with a nice radio, that works really well too. So Arrow makes some really good products.
I knew I saw them out there last year. I was trying to get an interview with him, but man, Dayton is just so busy with people and the crowds out there. I re-listened to a interview I did with the Dayton gentleman down at Florida, and I just found my satellite playlist. So if you're interested, there's the satellite playlist in the chat there. And he said there was close to 30,000 amateur radio who came to the last year's event. So it's going to be huge. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait. Can't wait. Plus, Troll House. Come and meet us at the Troll Bar Saturday. We'll talk about that more on Jason's stream. Coming up next. There. I did my co-host duty for Jason's stream. I get a stamp. Where's my gold star? I need to tell Jason to start giving me stars. I had a great one. It was highlighted. Oh, there we go. What contests or special events have y'all participated in so far?
Oh boy. I've done CQDX Worldwide. That was fun, except nobody uses QRZ for contests like that. And I made all these wonderful contacts, but nobody uploaded them. And I've done Field Day. Field Day is probably the biggest thing that I do. Winter Field Day and summer. And then what was the other one? What was the other question? I'm sorry.
Field events or contests?
Events. Okay, so I did do a special event up at Northwestern University. It was for a scientific research project. Believe it or not, this is up in like Boston area. And I was asked because I was in QST magazine if I would bring Mochi up there and talk about my, because it's a maritime school. The gentleman running it had some master's students who were there for like an open house and was like, hey, would you talk about NOAA Corps and do radio with me and all this stuff? So the special event was for down here in Mississippi or off of Alabama. There is apparently, or is it Florida? I can't remember, but there's this organism that is keeping logs at the bottom preserved. So like wood preserved completely. And he doesn't know the location of it because they're scared people are going to want to pick it up. But the idea, it was a scientific research thing about that. And that's all I have to say about that. Oh, special event. I wanted to go to the Big Duck. We were going to do a pilgrimage. Long Island has a giant duck. It's a building. And it talks about the history of Long Island and the duck farming that they did there. Ooh. And we were going to set up an antenna and do a special event station, like as I'm traveling over that way. But I don't know if I'm going to have the time. If I do, we will have a special event. So there we go. That's all I have to say about that.
Very cool.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
For me,
yeah.
For me, there's a couple of times I go to the USS Little Rock, which is a naval ship in the Buffalo Harbor. And I do a lot of event stations with our club that has a radio station there. And so I've spent some nights on the ship and everything, and I've done some overnight radio operating for the special event.
Nice.
But of course I do field days, all the field days, and of course the POTUS weekends and stuff like that too.
Oh yeah, that too.
So just out of curiosity, have you seen our field day videos that we do down at Jason's undisclosed our undisclosed dearly, I don't want to call it a deer lease, but campsite. Yeah, there we go. Campsite.
No, we haven't seen that one yet.
No.
It's fun.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Go back and watch a couple of years ago, and if you really want to see the fun stuff that happens, go over to KMRD's channel and then just look for his field day videos. It's all the things that me and Jason don't want to put on our channels. But yeah, you're more than welcome to come down. I know I'm inviting y'all down to his place, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. He invites everyone 8 ways.
Are we talking at Hamvention?
Yeah, we're talking to Hamvention, but
yeah,
we'll be talking to Hamvention. Especially come by, hang out. Y'all are more than welcome to, and Field day. We do field day events big, but it's Texas. It'll be 100+ degrees outside.
Oh,
What do you mean? Oh,
I'm
That's-
from
that's-
New York. I'm from Buffalo. I'm not used to that kind of temperature.
yeah.
We're not either, and we live here.
Sit outside, drink a lot of water. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. We hide in the shade a lot, and we usually run a trailer with AC. If you get too hot, go sit inside. Bob will be snoring in there. He sleeps everywhere. If you have, you haven't met Bob yet. Be lucky. Be lucky. Great guy though.
From our finder?
Yeah, our finder Bob.
Okay.
Yeah. He's awesome.
He's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. So that was the question I wanted to end on. I had several of these, and now I'm not liking them. What is some of your future goals or aspirations you want to achieve in the hobby?
Oh, wow. Angela,
Yeah.
you go first.
Oh yeah, like I know. I just to to learn as much as I can. I'm really interested in learning more. So I'm doing a lot of classes, a lot of Zoom type stuff, and just trying to explore my mind and the hobby itself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, I'm trying my best to connect with the people who are already in the hobby, and then ones who have no idea what amateur radio is. And I'm big promoter of YLs and OMs and young kids and whoever, because I think amateur radio is a wonderful hobby if you make it what you want it to be. I mean, if you don't want to do it, you just get licensed and then you just sit and you don't do anything. Great. If you want to get a Baofeng and go hit some repeaters, great. If you want to go personally, and like Angela said, learning is the big thing. You have to be willing to learn.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to really immerse yourself in the hobby. And I think that's what it's all about. And that's kind of what I would like to do. Another thing is that I found out, and this was strange for me because I've always been in male dominated fields. When I find out people are mic shy, like especially YLs. And I'm like, okay, so what does that mean? I didn't understand what it was. And people don't really want to, the confidence and building that. I think that's something that I'd like to do with people is build that confidence.
What?
Because
Go
Go ahead.
ahead. I'll finish your thought, please.
Oh no, I've noticed that that's something that I've come across, and I hope that maybe I can make a contact with them, and that will be the thing that breaks the ice, and then or go to a park with them, or whatever. They don't feel comfortable going out. I have a couple of friends who Angela's one of them, actually. I did a presentation on Parks on the Air, and that's what got some of the YLs in one of my clubs out there.
Yep.
And now they're going and activating parks left and right. So it's nice. It's nice to see that. Don't get me wrong. There are men in the hobby, but there's a very small portion of women, and it's interesting to see the dynamic there and the dynamic of the whole community. I mean, it's supportive for the most part. Generally speaking, everybody is very friendly and very nice. So I'm hoping that in the future I'm able to do something along those lines.
How would you recommend someone having mic shyness to get over that?
So I think the most important thing is to find a club or something along those lines where somebody and you can communicate with them, whether it's HF or it's 2 meters or whatever it may be, because some people don't even want to talk locally. It's about getting on the air. And if they feel comfortable with somebody else being there, sometimes that is the support that they need. So, for example, I have a friend who just started Parks on the Air, does HF, and they weren't quite ready to make that contact. And so I made a time that we could try to get on the air together. And then, they weren't perfect when they were speaking, but nobody really is. And there's a banter, there's a dialogue that we have, within the hobby, and it just takes a little bit of time to understand how people communicate. So that's the best thing. I mean, Long Island CW Club was that's how Angela and I met. And that's where people started to feel more comfortable, because there is a YL group, only YLs. And we do discuss, like, okay, does somebody want to make a contact? Are you scared to send Morse code? That's another thing. Forget about being mic shy. I don't even feel comfortable sending and receiving Morse code sometimes. But when you have that support, it really helps. So clubs. There you go.
Well, I think you have an opportunity here to set yourself up as an expert mentor down the road to help other women that want to get into or don't know anything about ham radio, and be like the person that, the resource out there online for women. And
I'm slowly gaining that with the YouTube channel. I started out, I'm very stiff starting out on my show, and I don't really show my personality as much because I'm being serious. When I am into something, sometimes I'm very excited and sometimes I'm very serious. And I do a lot of interviews with people, and I'm trying to get that bubbly side out of me. But the videos
Keep the
that
bubbly
I have,
side.
the bubbly side. I know. I'm slowly getting there. I'm trying to open up a little bit more. So I think, well,
she's definitely not as stiff as I am. If you saw the video with me in it,
she's like,
I was stiff as a board.
hamandquackers.com.
I was so nervous. I've never done anything like that before.
And it's
now
funny.
I'm getting much better.
And I think, people are going to have questions, and people are going to find things in the videos that aren't perfect. And I understand that. Actually, I had some help from some people because they noticed something and I had to change it. So, I want to make sure that the content is correct, that if somebody comes into it not knowing, I could sit there and talk about, megahertz versus hertz versus this versus that. But does that make sense for somebody who's just starting out and they want to program their radio? No, I just tell them, okay, so put this number in here, put this number in here, and put this number in here. And guess what? You'll hit your repeater. Whereas a lot of people go into the in-depth kind of stuff. I try to keep my videos less than 15 minutes if I can. But it depends on the content. But that's one of my goals.
I used to have a goal for videos be 15 minutes, and I got to the point where, you know what, let the video be what it wants. Once it's done and settles and happy, put it out there. If it's long, if it's short, it's going to get the attention.
Sure.
Well, the thing is, you want to deliver content, you want to deliver value to your viewers, and you want to be good at storytelling. People like stories, people like interaction. If you're sitting there, I'm going to talk about that get bored people. You got to have a little personality. Throw that personality in there. People love that stuff.
I do my best. And I'm starting to do little live feeds here of like just Mochi. A lot of people really love Mochi. I mean, he's the man.
He's adorable.
So cool. I don't know if you saw the video of he and I doing Parks on the Air, and he talked to Don.
I did.
So yeah, I was like, hey, Don, you want to talk to Mochi? And he's like, hey, Mochi. Yeah, sure. Put him on. And I he talks right into the microphone. Mochi is so funny like that.
So to get over mic shyness, you need a Mochi.
Basically, you need a duck. You do. You need a duck. That's
Angela, did you have anything to add?
No. I was just laughing along.
I was just wondering on the mic shyness if you had any other tips.
I was really mic shy at the beginning too. It took me to getting involved in the club and finding people to talk to and then I joined a net, and then it just grew from there, and now I'm on HF and all over the place. So it grows. You just got to get that, and it was the club that really helped.
I think for new people, if you have that mic shy issue, joining a net's it's probably the quickest way to get over that.
That too, 100%. Thanks for bringing that up, Angela.
No problem.
Next question is, how do you stay up to date in the hobby? How do you research the things that you want to take on?
You go, Angela.
YouTube?
No, you.
No, YouTube. If I find a topic, I search it out on YouTube and find out what other people are doing, and learn about it as much as I can, and then try it out.
YouTube. Some
Yeah.
things on YouTube. I don't watch too much YouTube. I would have to say if I am interested in something, I do. Sometimes it's in the magazines. I'll read through a magazine article and then want to do whatever's in that magazine article. I otherwise will just be like, okay, this is what I want to do, and I look on the internet and I find it, like the off-center fed dipole, or something like that, like doing a project. Otherwise, yeah, it's like, okay, so for example, Amsat, I go to their website and then I start looking into that. And then I usually try to find a club that's associated with them and then try to communicate with them, or find a local club nearby. I mean, the club I was in back at home in Connecticut was they did a lot of stuff, a lot. So I never really had to go on YouTube. I know it sounds weird, but it was pretty much right there. I had all the information. So that's kind of where I've been. Yep.
So definitely check out my satellite series. I break down all the concepts. I started with the basics. I went over Doppler and all the cool things. So it's a great series. I'm very proud of it. And plus, it's also early in my YouTube career. So if you want to see me stumble over my words more than I am kind of now.
Were you stiff?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
you're talking about getting started and just doing things wrong. You know how long it took me to say for the first time on video, play that awesome intro video? I took it like 30 times. 30 times, and it still is awkward. And I'm glad I redid that video. My intro video, when I was saying that. Yeah. We're doing great on time. Do y'all have anything y'all want to discuss or bring up?
Well, we're going to be at Hamvention. We have a table 7287 in the flea market, and we're just trying to start our YouTube channel and trying to make a little bit of funding for basically to just go right back into it. And we're gonna, we have a little spot. We have a little QR code: buy Mochi a salad, or buy my ducks a salad. So instead of buying us a coffee, you can buy Mochi a salad. And we're selling some merchandise, just, getting our name out there. And I'm looking forward to meeting you, Tank. And will you be there as well? I didn't even catch your name.
Scott.
Scott, thank you. I'm terrible with names. Terrible. So
yeah, right now I'm
me.
still recovering from my accident and stuff, so I'm gonna probably miss out this year. I might try to get out there next year. I got a lot of irons in the fire for next year as I get closer to being at a full recovery moment. But right now I'm just gonna focus on healing and get myself back where I need to be.
100%. I was kind of in the same boat last year. New health problems, and they still affect me, but not quite as much because I have the right medication for it. But when that starts wearing off, it's not going to be it's not going to be a good time. So I'm praying that it stays that way. But yeah, Hamvention, that's like the biggest thing. I've never been.
Yep. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast.
We're also going to have Mochi in the quack wagon.
Yes.
And I'm going to be driving him. I'm going to be taking him around through all the places. And if you hear a duck call, that is me or Angela. We got two different duck calls.
Yeah, we got duck calls.
You're going to have to teach me to use one.
Yeah.
We got to learn I got to learn myself. I've never done a duck call before.
I could probably do it with my voice, but I would lose my voice so quickly. But yeah, my friend and I, we make lanyards and key fobs and actually radio covers, because she's got an embroidery machine. So we're going to be taking orders for that too. We're just there. We're having a good time. So hopefully when we're done with all that fun stuff, we'll get to see you, Tank. And, I hope people come and visit us, because it's going to be a blast. And I think, I am humbled by the YouTube community within Ham Radio and how they've been so accepting of a new channel and of Mochi. Yeah, I know. I know. So it's been really nice, and I appreciate you guys supporting us in this. And Angela, I just want to say, Angela might not be on a lot of videos. She is going to be on some more. Once we get this whole, Hamvention thing kicked off, I will be doing live videos too of traveling with a duck. So you'll get to see what it's like to travel with a duck, and we're gonna be kayaking. And sorry, he just pooped. We're gonna be kayaking and hopefully getting some recordings too of us doing that and
awesome.
being in the park.
Who knows? Well, maybe we'll get the kayak. What is it? Doing radio on the kayak.
Yes.
And we're gonna try it.
We can make a thing.
Yep. So I think that's Angela's done a lot of the technical things behind the scenes, running the website, doing all those things and keeping me in check. And then I give her my content and we're able to pass things back and forth. So it's been really nice to have that partnership. Nice. And I'm sure Scott and you also have that partnership where you bounce things off of each other. So that's really awesome.
All of our creators, we do that all the time. You're going to start meeting a lot of us out there. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be a blast. So kind of a not deep but heavy question. How would you change this hobby to be more open and welcome to YLs out there?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That is a deep one. How would I change this hobby? I don't think you can really change the hobby. I think it's about educating people at a younger age. I think if there was more electronics classes in middle school where you had to take an electronics class, that's where you start. You get young people inspired to do things. And I hate to have to say this, but forcing females to do something that is more male dominated gets them interested in it or not. And I think if there were more, or even just little programs where, somebody came into a school and just got the YLs to, just got the young girls together and just showed them, hey, this is something you can do too. It's like astronauts, just like astronauts, they do stuff like that. And, pilots and, there are these programs to try to inspire females like with STEM and all that stuff. So I think it's important to get the younger generation, starting them to understand that it's actually out there. But because this is a hobby and not necessarily a career, that's a little bit more difficult. But I think that would be the way to get more women inspired to be in the hobby. And, having the backing of males as well, so that they see that, we can integrate. It's not like it's a man's dominated radio thing, it's something that we can do together. But I think the important thing is making it not seem so terrifying, that it's this thing that, is just so scary because it's science. And I think that's where it starts. That's where it starts. So,
Angela?
I actually agree with Junie, getting the younger generation. I was thinking of that before she said it, but and the scouts are another good way of doing it. Getting involved with the scouts. Our club is involved with the scouts, and we really do. It really does help bring the next generation in.
And I actually have an episode that I just recorded with somebody. I'm not sure when I'm going to post it, but it does have to do with the scouts and getting involved. I had somebody who's actually trying to do that with her I don't know what you call it, troop.
Yes. Yep.
So
awesome. All right, final question. Are you excited? The pressure's almost off here. What advice would you give someone getting interested in amateur radio?
Angela, you first.
Why am I always first?
Because I started the last one. So
getting started in the radio.
What? Sorry.
I'm stumped. I can't think straight right now.
I can take it, and then if you think of something, that's fine. Okay, so join a club, join a club, join a club, join a club. Find something local and join it. That is the first thing you do if you want to become really invested in the hobby. That's what you do. If you are a private person and you want to do it on your own, then look at things online, buy some of the ARRL books, and you can do it all on your own. You can learn CW on your own. There's a CW ops trainer online. You can do things on your own if you're a private person, but in order to really get the full effect of this hobby, joining a
You
club.
gotta have the connections.
Mhm.
Gotta have the connections.
Yep.
I agree with the join a club is usually my first thing I will suggest. Type your city name in amateur radio. And I almost going to guarantee you, maybe not in the rural areas, but you'll have an amateur radio club to go out there and help
Mochi,
you.
stop.
And
Sorry.
if it's all right.
He was pushing buttons on my computer.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. If there's not a club for you to join, go ahead and join any of our Discords. Ham Radio 2.0, that's the Discord I'm on. I have channels there, and ask
Great
your
idea.
questions. There's a channel dedicated to help. And they're very helpful guys there. HRCC. If you just want to go and goof around, Ham Radio Clubhouse. That's a great place to hang out. Did you think of an answer, Angela?
I agree with the connections with Jim making it in the clubs. I mean, it really does help you get into finding the people to help you explore the hobby. Even if it's not a club, just a friend, maybe a single person that can just mentor you and show you the way, showing how to do different things. It really does help.
Or you could watch The Munsters or The Last Man Standing or
Yep.
what's the other Frequency or any of those radio related movies,
Greenland.
Greenland? I haven't heard of
I
that.
didn't see that one. No.
Check it out.
Ranting Ravens
Okay.
in the chat. We're gonna miss you. She says she's not gonna be able to make Camcation. You are amazing, girl. All right, we're coming up at the top of the hour. We'll go ahead and go around the horn here. Anything you want to shout out, promote? I'm just going to give you the floor. We'll start with Angela because that's where my mouse was. What do you want to go ahead and promote or say? Or
Promote us,
anything about
anything. Well, I'm a cat person. I have 9 cats that live at home with me, and I volunteer at a cat shelter 3 days a week. So I really am I like cats, and I would love to promote my shelter. Perfect Fit. They're located in Buffalo, Williamsville, which is Buffalo area, and they really could use any help you could get. They're a small organization, and we have like over 100 cats in foster care right now. So it's a big job for a little tiny place.
And
we're called A Perfect Fit.
If you can't make it all the way out there, I bet there is a shelter that you can go and adopt a.
Oh, at any shelter, they all could use help.
Yes. All right, and we're going to go ahead to Junie, and I flubbed your name. I'm sorry. What do you got going on?
Junie. Well, I will harp on Angela. So I have a rescue that my friend started, and she takes in ducks, and she's actually in Ohio. It's called the Mid-Ohio Waterfowl Rescue. I am big on supporting her. She has a Patreon, believe it or not. I think a lot of people do. But she's just looking for help because she goes through feed like there is no tomorrow. She takes in, let's see, she takes in ducks, geese. She takes in any bird basically, and she's running this on her own. And she can use all the support that she can get. So if you want to donate to that, we're also going to have a little station set up for PayPal or whatever. But yeah, Mid-Ohio Waterfowl Rescue, they do not have a website yet. They just became 501c3, so she's getting that built up. And if you want to help her out, please go to Patreon and look that up. But yeah, that's the shout out I have to Lisa and her little organization. She helps ducks just like Mochi,
and of course
that were left to die.
And of course, Ham and Crackers, the awesome YouTube channel starting up here. Both of y'all is amazing. There it is. Yeah.
Ham and crackers. That's
There it is.
Mochi. That's a non-lookalike Junie. I can't. There we go.
Mhm. Scott, as always, man, thank you for coming. Do you have anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm working on reorganizing my ham shack. I've got a separate studio downstairs, which is my ham shack / my build studio, and I'm building things for my channel, antenna builds and stuff like that. I use that studio, but right now it's all crapped up with a whole bunch of junk. So I'm trying to get that all fixed up so I can do some build videos. And I got a couple reviews coming out pretty soon. I've just been working on it, but it's just been, a lot of recovery time with the other incident that happened. But yeah, I'm getting back in the game, and you'll be seeing some cool stuff from me pretty soon.
Awesome. Can't wait for the new videos, man. If y'all watch my Twitter account, I tweeted some pictures. I was back up on the roof, and we did some things. The ham shack build at my place is starting to come along, so follow for all the updates. And thank y'all for joining. I'm Frank, Tank Radio as always. Happy Mother's Day, and to all my supporters and everyone out there, go forth and conquer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye, Mochi. Go say bye. Okay.
It's Mother's Day out there, so all the mothers out there, happy. All right, and we're muted. I'm just gonna play my mom's video one more time. That's our garden. Do. Credits. A quick shout out to all my Patreons who makes the show possible. You can support me by joining Patreon in the link below. Oh, I can't wait. And on to Tank Radio.